Hey everyone, it's Sunflower Spirit here, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. So for today's reading, we're going to look at the energy this week. So we have these three piles. Pile 1 is Silence, Pile 2 is the Master, and Pile 3 is Breakthrough. So go ahead and take a moment, pick your pile, and we'll get started here. Hey everyone, this is for those of you who chose the first pile, or Silence. We're taking a look at the energy this week. So I'm seeing some healing, maybe a needing to rest this week. Also, there's some sort of cycle completion. Also, something about like your intuition could be heightening. Pay attention to your intuition this week. Something's becoming illuminated. You're going to see something, they're asking you to see something in a different way, but in order to do that, you're going to have to quiet your mind or quiet your thoughts, kind of be okay with the silence. Sometimes that's hard for us to do in this world, this, fast-paced world. But let's pull some tarot and see what the cards say. So what is the message for pile 1 for everyone who chose pile 1, please? For this week, we have the Lovers. So there could be a choice, a heart decision, again paying attention to your intuition. This is Gemini. We are in Gemini season. The Eight of Cups, so moving away from something. There's something, you're completing something, needing to move away from something, but needing to rely on your intuition with a decision possibly. Yeah, some sort of intuitive decision this week. We have the Queen of Wands and the Magician. So this is telling me that you need to kind of be empowered or empower yourself with this decision. They're telling me you have everything it takes. We have like a lot of Mercury energy, so a lot of thoughts, a lot of communication about this, but they're also wanting you to take action with this. So there's something that you're like thinking about, you're considering, that has to deal with a heart decision, an intuitive decision, but they also want you to take action with this, which might require you to be in kind of like an independent type of position. Let's see what else we have here. The Five of Cups. There's some disappointment and loss. Yeah, you have to walk away from something. There's something that you have to leave behind for you to take this action, for you to make this next move. That's why you need to silence yourself, to go within so you could hear your intuition. We have Temperance. Wow, we have like so many majors. So needing to balance yourself out. They're saying this is part of your spiritual journey. You need to lead yourself on this journey. But also that this is a time of like growth and expansion for you. That you're really like coming into your own with this Temperance, Queen of Wands. I'm seeing you like coming into your own. What else do we have here for everyone who chose pile 1? We got 3 here. We have the High Priestess. Again, with your intuition, you're getting a heightened sense of intuition. 4 of Swords, again with the resting. And the Hermit, again with the healing. So yeah, there's something that you're doing with healing, something about healing this week. How many majors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have the Three of Wands. So yeah, there's something that you need to kind of plan with. You need to take action with something, but you'll kind of plan. I'll go through this over again. I'll go over all this again. So there is an intuitive decision. You're thinking a lot about, maybe talking a lot about, needing to rely on your heart, needing to move away from something else, which is disappointing for you a little bit, but also like staying in your power. And so moving away from something is kind of how you're going to maintain that personal power, that personal sense of empowerment. There's a decision also where, you have everything you need, to get to where you want to go, but you just have to be like action oriented, not only thinking it, not only speaking it, but you got to be doing it. And this has to deal again, like using your intuition, really needing to rely on that intuition at this time. Really need to they're saying like there's something about like going to that kind of like fantasy place, going to that magical thinking place, because they're saying that's going to help you find this action to where you need to go. um, but there is like an action, this action, whatever it is going to cause a little bit of grief and loss. Like there's something, it's like bittersweet, there's something that's going to make you pause, maybe need to take a break from, maybe need to rest from. But overall, this is like you expanding yourself. This is you like expanding your awareness. Like I see this as like a some sort of awakening or an ascension type process where you're learning these lessons. Like there's something completing where you're learning these lessons where now you need to like expand and grow, and that's where this action is coming in. I do also see that like you need to be empowered within this expansion, because you're kind of like going within, you're kind of introspecting, but you also need to kind of like pay attention to that bigger picture of like how this fits with your spiritual journey. Um, Also, there's this decision that you have, needing to rely on your intuition, needing to give yourself the time and space, like being gentle with yourself, basically. This is like an end of a cycle. This is supposed to happen. This is something that's going to happen, and so like they're saying like giving yourself that time to heal, because you're kind of going through this healing process. So giving yourself that time to rest or heal. So that's very beautiful. I hope this was helpful. Pile 1, I hope this resonated. If not, you can feel free to check out another pile. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Hi, this is for those of you who chose pile 2 or the master. We're taking a look at the energy this week. So already what I'm getting is there's some sort of completion of a cycle, relying on your intuition, and also kind of like recognizing like who you are and how you have gotten to where how you've gotten this far. There's something about like learning a lot of lessons. You've gained a lot of wisdom, and now they're saying it's time to really like implement that wisdom that you've been learning. So let's pull some tarot and we'll see what other messages we have for you. But yeah, there's something, this is kind of similar to pile 1, where there's something that's going to be illuminated. This is like learning a lesson, completing a cycle, having some sort of like aha moment even. But we'll see what the cards say too. So what is the message for everyone who chose pile 2, please? What is the message for everyone who chose pile 2, please? We have the 6 of Swords. So this is you like moving on from something that hasn't been working in your life, maybe moving on from something that's been challenging. You're choosing to go to calmer waters, so you've maybe been in like, a lot of like high energy, high emotional stuff, and so you're trying to kind of figure out how to calm that down, move away from that, get some clarity this week. We have the King of Swords, so needing to master those thoughts, really rely on your wisdom. Really, you might be like speaking about something or having some sort of conversation. But yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles, so you're stable, but you're holding back. I feel like there's something you're kind of like in your head about, having to deal with transformation and a new beginning. But also, like, there's something where you're kind of holding back a little bit, maybe having like a heart chakra blockage, so that's kind of like why you're in your head a little bit, why you're in your mind, I guess. We have the 6 of Cups. So yeah, like moving away from something so that you can find some sort of happiness and harmony, so you can find this kind of like peace within yourself. Let's see what else we have here. The Ace of Swords, needing clear. Yeah, there's something where you're like trying to think or speak, get some clarity, get some victory with your thoughts, with your words, some sort of new beginning happening related to like what you're thinking and speaking. Temperance, that's so weird. That came in the exact same spot in the last pile. Um, this is part of your spiritual journey, but really need to kind of like temper those emotions. I think that's why you're like moving on from some sort of like emotions, like something, maybe this is similar to pile one. It's a little different, but maybe some like bittersweetness. Um, the Queen of Pentacles. So kind of like recognizing like how skillful you are, recognizing how you're so, versatile in your skills. Very like energy of like industriousness. You know how to like get things done. And that's why you're moving on from something, because I feel like that wasn't helping you. We have the Three of Swords. So some sort of harsh truth. Yeah, there's something going on in your mind where there's like, you want this victory, you do have opportunity for this victory, but there's something about like some sort of harsh reality or like heartbreak and pain, and you're kind of having this like aha moment about it. You're getting clarity um, about like your emotions and your emotional stability. I feel like the Eight of Cups. So yeah, needing to move away from something. There's something closing out here. Something closing out, something new beginning. We have the Seven of Cups on the back of the deck. So you could feel like a little emotionally overwhelmed. Yeah, you know why you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed? Because this is a lot. There's a lot of thoughts here. There's a lot of like emotions. There's a lot going on here. So I'll go through this again for you. So you want to move away from something. You're trying to make your life a little bit easier, trying to get out of those like, you know, higher waves of emotions, like roller coaster, like a roller coaster dipping down and then going back up and stuff. You're trying to get away from that. So you're kind of like trying to take hold of your thoughts, trying to really like, kind of, I want to say manifest, but that's not the right word. Like you're trying to like really talk yourself up to what it is that you want, what it is that you're trying to do here, which is like, I think you're kind of like wanting this new beginning, some sort of transformation within the situation, new beginning, but you're kind of having a heart chakra blockage here, because you're holding back a little bit, like you don't feel like you're stable, but you are actually like behaving stably or with stability. And so just kind of like this recognition where you're kind of like in your thoughts and your feels about like who you are, how far you've come, like how you're able to kind of create your physical world around you from your emotions and from your thoughts. That's kind of where you're at. And then also like this energy of like, you want this happiness and harmony, you want this sort of like balanced outness, this sort of like spiritual peace, and you are going to get clarity on that if you haven't already. There's something where you're getting clarity on this where it's going to be really apparent, but I feel like with this there's this Three of Swords here, so I feel like there's some sort of harsh reality that you have to face to get this clarity. And so I think this is where this transformation and this new beginning is coming in. I think that's where you're recognizing that you need that. I'm also seeing that everything that you like are, I feel like it's kind of bittersweet because there's sort of this like piece where you've kind of like grown, maybe you've grown apart from others, or you're growing away from other people, and so you are like there's this harsh truth of like needing to leave something behind that's really hard for you to leave behind, because you're kind of like, you still have this nostalgia about it, but it brought all this chaos, and you're kind of like in this energy of like, I just need things to be a little more smooth sailing from here. That's why you have a heart chakra blockage, because you're like trying to protect yourself from having to walk away from something. This is part of your spiritual journey. This is like really similar to pile one, by the way, so if you felt drawn to that one too. Queen of Cups underneath. Yeah, you're kind of like emotionally overwhelmed. You're kind of like second guessing yourself, like doubting yourself. Did I make the right decision? They're saying, yeah, you're making the right decision here, but it's just hard because there's something in your life that you're walking away from that has a lot of emotional impact on you. And so that's kind of what it is. But your wisdom here is what you need to rely on. Like, that's what's going to propel you forward, to get this clarity, to get this, something's being, um, there's something that's being illuminated here for you. And so this wisdom is how you're going to get that. So hopefully this was helpful for you, pile 2. Hopefully this resonated. But if not, you can feel free to check out another pile. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hi, this is for those of you who chose the third pile, or breakthrough. Today we're going to talk about the energy this week. So what I'm getting right off the bat is that, like, there's some sort of like enlightenment that you're having. You could have had something, happen in your life where things just kind of like all just kind of like started falling apart, or things just kind of like broke apart, and it was maybe a little bit painful, but what you gained from this was you gained some clarity from this. um yeah, there's something where you're like breaking free from, breaking away from, um it's like breaking away from the mold or something. Like maybe you're like stepping into your power, like who you are. You're really like breaking that, like, the paradigm of like what you're supposed to be or how things should be. You're kind of like recognizing, um, almost like breaking away, like, uh, ideals or beliefs, thought patterns, something like that. So kind of getting a new perspective here. I love that for you guys. Let's see what the tarot has to say. What does everyone need to know for pile 3, please? Pile 3. We have the Chariot. Yeah, so there's something where you've like, there's a lot of movement. I feel like maybe been through a lot, but you're like choosing to just like propel yourself forward. This is like overcoming a lot, but really like try to figure out how to align yourself. Like, what is your value system? How can you go down the road that your value system is on? We have the 3 of Swords. A little bit of harsh truth, pain and heartbreak, a little bit of maybe like depression, which can happen because it's almost like grieving that part of yourself, right? When you have these breakthroughs, you grieve how things used to be because you can't like unknow things once you know them, Once you learn something, you can't unlearn. It's not like we can just unlearn it. We know it now. 8 of Cups. Yeah, having to move on from something. So yeah, there's a little bit of pain, there's a little bit of heartbreak. You're feeling grief from breaking away. And yes, you can absolutely grieve parts of yourself, or the fragments. I feel like maybe too being fragmented, and now you're kind of like feeling more whole or something like that. Judgment. So taking a look at, yeah, this is like an awakening card again, taking a look at your, um past, like how, making the decision, like, I don't want to go back to that. It's kind of like never again type energy, where you're just like, I have this decision to make, I'm going to make this decision, I'm never going back, and you're happy about it. Because look, she's like playing music, the cat's chasing the butterfly. So it's kind of like you're chasing change now, in a way, like you're curious about change and you're excited about it. What else do we have? Knight of Cups. Yeah, getting your wishes fulfilled, getting your emotions fulfilled. This is you fulfilling yourself because you chose, yeah, it hurts for a little bit, but you're still choosing that peace. You're still choosing the inner peace. Whatever this is dealing with, you're like, I've had enough. I'm going to choose something different this time. And that's kind of where you're at. We have the 2 of Swords. Or the 10 of Swords, excuse me. So the 10 of Swords is like, pain, heartbreak, but something's coming to an end. This can be like depression, but do you see how the sun's in the background? So there's clarity coming. It's like this, it's almost like similar to this. I see even like similar colors, these two cards. Where, you can see that light coming through, but it's not like, you can also tell how incredibly painful this is. We have the Three of Cups. So yeah, what you're wanting is you're like, I'm gonna align myself with my values. I'm gonna charge full speed ahead. I know I never want to do that again. So now you're like, I'm gonna find happiness and harmony. I'm gonna find joy in the moment. This is you like completing a cycle, learning some huge lesson here. We have the Five of Swords. So this is like conflict in your thoughts and your communication. That's where the heartbreak comes in, because you're a little bit conflicted because you're like, I want this, but then you're also like, oh man, I have to like leave this part of myself. I have to grieve this part of myself. And so you're a little bit conflicted, but I don't see it like, I think it's just because it hurts so much. Like it's just harsh truth, it's pain, it's like the uncomfortableness of being new. Excuse me, I had a little tickle in my throat. What else do we have for pile 3, please? We have the Hanged Man. So yeah, maybe haven't quite broken through yet, because we do have this Ten of Swords, and then with this breakthrough, I do see like, and I think maybe these thoughts might be holding you back, but I would caution you on that, because not allowing your thoughts to hold you back, because there's so much good stuff here where you're like, no, I know where I'm going, I know what I want, never again. And you're like curious about change, you're curious about this opportunity, you're also like really kind of riding this kind of wave of luck or something right now, where it's like you have this huge opportunity to complete this cycle and have it go in your favor. Basically, we have the Empress on the back of the deck. Yeah, so this is like about you kind of like recognizing who you are, like being able to love yourself fully and completely, and also like letting go of this kind of like fragmented self that you once were. I feel like whatever's you've been through in the past has really caused you to like fragment yourself, so you're just all over the place, you're just to too many places at once. And now this is you like coming together to like heal. This is like you making yourself whole. And it is scary. Like I do see fear here, I do see pain, I do see heartbreak. I see you having to move away from something that might be hard to move away from. It's just because it's like getting out of your comfort zone. But once you get out of your comfort zone, what I'm seeing is this beautiful peace. I'm seeing this clarity. I'm seeing this like ability to have this sort of like personal empowerment that you didn't have before. Yeah, you have this clarity. You're gonna have it's like this aha moment. So it's kind of like this awakening. I feel like all these piles were kind of similar, but they're all like slightly nuanced, slightly different. So if you were drawn to like any of the other ones, I would definitely check out those as well. But yeah, this is like a breakthrough. This is like, I went through this and it wasn't for nothing kind of thing. So that's kind of where you're at this week. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope it resonated. If not, you can feel free to check out another pile, and I appreciate you guys stopping by today.